14 things cabin stewards secretly hate that cruise passengers do. You might think you're a polite cruiser, but some of the things passengers do in their cabins? They drive crew members absolutely insane. From flushing the wrong things to weird towel habits, cabin stewards have seen it all. And today, we're revealing the top 14 things they secretly hate that passengers keep doing, even the ones who think they're being helpful. And trust me, wait until you hear number 6. It involves red wine, a balcony, and one very expensive mistake that had everyone on that deck talking. But first, let's kick off with a mistake that seems harmless but causes more frustration than almost anything else. Number 1, leaving Do Not Disturb signs on, then wondering why the room's still a mess. Let's kick things off with a mistake almost every cruiser has made at least once. You're heading out for the day, so you hang that cute little Do Not Disturb sign on the doorknob, just in case, right? Then later, you come back, and you're confused. The bed's not made, the towels are still wet, the trash? Still there. And you're thinking, did they forget me? Nope. You told them not to come in. Cabin stewards aren't allowed to enter your room at all when that sign is showing, even if you're not in there. No matter how long you've been gone, that D&D sign is like an invisible force field. You might as well have said, beware of dog. They're just following rules. But the number of guests who call reception to complain after leaving that sign up all day? It's a lot more than you'd think. And speaking of things that seem harmless but drive stewards crazy, wait until you hear what some passengers put down the toilet. That's coming up next. And it's not just gross, it's cruise ship dangerous. Number 2, flushing things that should never go down a cruise toilet. All right, let's talk toilets. And trust me, the crew wishes we wouldn't. Cruise ship toilets work differently. They use vacuum suction, kind of like a mini airlock, so they're incredibly sensitive. They're designed for one thing, toilet paper. But some passengers, they treat it like a garbage chute. Flushable wipes? Not flushable here. Sanitary products? Nope. Someone once tried to flush a plastic cup, and I wish I were kidding. It only takes one wrong item to clog the system, and it's usually not just your room that's affected. A single clog can block an entire section of cabins. Now imagine being the steward who has to deal with that mess, while keeping a straight face for guests who swear they didn't do it. But now get this. There's something that looks helpful that guests do all the time, and it ends up being one of the biggest hygiene mistakes you can make. That's next. Number 3, folding dirty towels like they're clean. Okay, this one might surprise you. Some guests, trying to be extra polite, neatly fold their used towels and hang them back on the rack. Adorable, right? Wrong. Now the steward has no idea if that towel's been used or if it's fresh. And guess what? There's a good chance it ends up right back on your face the next morning. You thought you were being helpful, but congratulations, you've just invented the world's grossest boomerang. Look, stewards love when guests keep things tidy, but they also love not accidentally handing you your own towel from yesterday's armpit. If it's used, toss it in the tub, on the floor, draped dramatically over a chair like a towel crime scene. Whatever. Just don't fold it like you're Marie Kondo on holiday. But what if you didn't just fold the towel? What if you tried to hide it all together? Yeah, that happens, and it gets weird. That's next. Number 4, hiding the mess. Now we're entering the world of cruise cabin cover-ups. You wouldn't believe the stuff stewards find hidden in cabins. One guest broke a glass and slid the pieces under the bed, like a glittery booby trap for the next person's foot. Another wrapped a stained pillowcase in a towel like it was a burrito and stashed it behind the curtain. Sir, this is a cruise ship, not a low-budget spy thriller. Some guests think if they hide the mess, they won't get charged for damages. But here's the thing. Stewards find everything. They know all the hiding spots, better than kids playing hide-and-seek in a studio apartment, and the moment they spot that suspicious towel lump in the corner, they're already bracing themselves for whatever horror story's inside. But let's raise the stakes. What happens when guests don't just hide messes? They create them using the one thing stewards dread the most, white towels and makeup. That's coming up in number 5, and it's a beauty disaster. Number 5, using white towels to wipe off makeup, sunblock, or hair dye. Look, we all love a good glow-up on vacation. But cruise ship towels? They were not meant to be your personal beauty blender. Some guests grab the nearest white towel and go to town, removing makeup, wiping off bronzer, blotting self-tanner, even scrubbing dye from freshly colored hair. and suddenly that fluffy white towel looks like it survived a beauty influencer's meltdown. The worst part? Those stains don't come out. Once it's covered in foundation and regret, it's done. And guess who sometimes gets in trouble for it? Yup, your cabin steward. They're the ones who have to explain to laundry staff why this towel looks like it lost a fight with a lipstick display. So bring your own dark-colored washcloths for your beauty routine. Or better yet, just don't turn the ship's linens into your personal face wipes. Because as bad as stained towels are, you know what's worse? When that mess doesn't stay in the cabin, it spills onto someone else's. And yes, that's a real story. You're about to hear it. Number 6. Spilling drinks all over the cabin or the balcony. Let's talk spills. Because apparently, cruise cabins are also BYOB, bring your own beverage disaster. Wine on the bed, soda on the desk, beer on the floor. One guest spilled orange juice onto their balcony chair, then sat on it wearing white shorts. Don't worry, it only stained their entire soul. But the worst? Balcony spillovers. One woman accidentally knocked over a full piña colada, and it dripped down to the cabin below, right onto someone's drying swimsuit. Cue the angry knock and an awkward game of Guess That Cocktail. Liquids plus cruise cabins equals sticky chaos. And stewards? They're the ones who have to scrub it, deodorize it, and pray it doesn't attract ants in port. And while they're dealing with that, some passengers are making special requests. Cute, right? Until you realize they're asking for a custom towel zoo. Wait for number 7. It's wild. Number 7. Making towel animal requests. We all love a good towel animal. You walk into your cabin and boom, there's a tiny elephant wearing your sunglasses. Adorable. But some guests? They take it way too far. I'd like a dinosaur tonight. Can you do a swan, but make it romantic? I saw someone got a lobster riding a motorbike once. Look, cabin stewards are good, but they're not running a towel Cirque du Soleil. These aren't trained origami artists from the wizarding world of washcloths. They're overworked, under-tipped, and folding towel animals on top of cleaning dozens of cabins a day. So, yes, you can enjoy them. But maybe don't treat the steward like they're on towel version of MasterChef. And while they're busy folding your towel zoo, other passengers are literally waiting in the hallway for their rooms to be cleaned, and they are not shy about it. That's coming up next. Number 8. Asking when the room will be cleaned, constantly. Some guests act like their steward is room service on standby. Is my room next? What time exactly will you clean it? Can you do it while I'm at breakfast between 9:04 and 9:29? Meanwhile, your steward has 20 to 25 cabins to clean, and they've got a system. But now that system is toast because Karen in 8123 wants her towels fluffed now. Some guests even pace the hallway. Others sit on the stairs with their arms crossed, like they're waiting for the manager at Target. And here's the kicker. If they just waited a little longer, it would have been cleaned right on schedule. And you know what's waiting inside some of those rooms? A swamp of wet towels, scattered like soggy breadcrumbs. That's tip number 9, and it's gross. Number 9, leaving wet towels everywhere. Some cabins look like a swimwear explosion hit a laundromat. Guests come back from the pool, peel off their wet towels, and leave them everywhere. On the bed, on the chairs, on the desk. Some even hang them on the balcony rail, which, by the way, can drip down onto someone else's cabin. Again. See number 6 if you missed that tropical mess. And it's not just messy, it's soaky. Stewards come in and feel like they've walked into a damp rainforest. Now they've got to replace or dry out half your towel stash. All while the next cabin over is asking for a towel dragon. Cruise tip, the floor is your friend. Want it replaced? Toss it there. Want it dry? Hang it in the bathroom. Don't turn the whole cabin into a human car wash. But here's the twist. Some guests think they're being extra clean and end up breaking cruise health codes instead. Yep, that's next. Number 10. Reusing cups and plates in the cabin. This one usually starts with good intentions. I'll save the environment and reuse this glass I drank orange juice out of yesterday. Nice idea. Terrible follow-through. Cruise ships have strict sanitation rules. Once a cup or plate is used, even once, it's supposed to be replaced. No rinse and repeat. But some guests stash used dishes in drawers, or reuse them for days. One guy even used the same glass for toothpaste rinsing and wine. No. It might feel smart and sustainable, but in cruise terms, That's basically a mini health violation. Stewards don't want to scold you. They just want to swap your used cup before it turns into a science project. If you're still watching, you're exactly the kind of passenger stewards don't secretly hate. Give this video a thumbs up if you're learning something new and comment "Cruise for you" below so I know you made it this far. I seriously appreciate every single one of you. And coming up, one of the most awkward things guests do on embarkation day. It seems innocent, but it drives stewards crazy before your cruise has even started. Number 11. Entering your room before it's ready. You've just boarded. You're excited. You peek down the hallway and notice your cabin door is unlocked. So you think, close enough, and roll your suitcase right in. Problem is, it's not ready. The bed might still be half made, the bathroom unstocked, and there's a 50-50 chance your steward's in there mid-cleaning holding a trash bag, a mop, or your towel elephant with one leg. It's not just inconvenient, it throws off the steward's timing. Now they have to come back later, hope you're not napping, and re-clean a room they were almost done with. Embarkation day is already chaos. Please don't turn it into a game of, "Surprise, I'm here now." But here's the kicker. Some guests don't just walk in early. They also manage to lock themselves out in the most ridiculous ways. You'll see what I mean in number 12. Number 12. Accidentally locking themselves out. This one happens all the time. It's almost a cruise tradition at this point. You step out onto the balcony to snap a sunset selfie. Click. That sliding door? It just locked behind you. And now you're standing there in your towel, holding a drink, realizing your phone and dignity are both inside. Or worse, you go to grab ice, without your keycard. Now you're stuck in the hallway, barefoot, holding a bucket, hoping someone walks by who believes you're not trying to break in. And guess who gets flagged down mid-cleaning to deal with all this? Yup, the cabin steward. Now they have to pause their entire shift to call security and unlock your door. Cruise tip: never close the balcony door all the way unless someone else is in the room, or you're ready to make awkward eye contact with your neighbor while shouting, "I locked myself out." And speaking of waiting too long, some guests spot something broken in their cabin, and instead of reporting it, they wait days. Want to guess who's left scrambling to fix it last minute? That's coming up. Number 13. Not reporting broken things right away. Okay, this one sounds minor, but it turns into a big mess fast. Let's say your shower doesn't drain, or a light's flickering like a horror movie, or the toilet sounds like it's summoning demons. Some guests notice, and then wait 4 days to mention it. By then, your steward is doing a full room turnaround for the next passenger, and now they've got 20 minutes to fix something that should have been handled days ago. They're not annoyed that it's broken. They're annoyed it wasn't mentioned when you first saw it, because now it's urgent and everything's suddenly their problem. So if something's off, just say something. Cruise crews are incredibly helpful when they know what's going on, but of all the things stewards secretly hate, this last one isn't about towels or toilets. It's about how they're treated, and it's the one you'll definitely remember. Number 14. Ignoring greetings or being rude. You walk past your cabin steward. They smile, say, "Hello," or "Have a great day," and you keep walking. No eye contact, no smile, nothing. It might not seem like a big deal to you, but they greet hundreds of guests a day. And when people act like they don't exist, it chips away at them. These are the people quietly keeping your vacation running smoothly, cleaning up spills, replacing your beach towel for the 3rd time, and yes, folding that adorable towel monkey you Instagrammed. So when a guest is rude, entitled, or treats them like they're invisible, it doesn't go unnoticed. Stewards don't expect over-the-top gratitude, but a smile, a thank you, maybe even learning their name? That goes a long way. If you're still watching, I have a strong feeling you're not one of the guests who does these things. But if you've done 1 or 2, don't worry. Now you know. And your next cruise just got a whole lot smoother.